Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to Janderra. I'm Caravan, and today I'm going to be making a loaf of bread in my Thermomix and in the little oven that is in the Caravan. So that one there. So let's see how we go. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to be doing is I'm going to put 300 grams of my organic spelt grain into my Thermomix. I've got my Thermomix turned on. I'm going to turn on the weighing function. It's already tared, and I'm going to start adding my, although it does bounce around 500 grams here and there whilst I'm in the Caravan. I'm going to put my 300 grams of spelt grain in there and get back to you. 300 grams of spelt grain are in the Thermomix. Now I'm going to put the lid on. Put the lid on. And then we're going to make big loud noises. So we're going to hit OK on that one, and then I'm just going to spin that around. And you'll hear that the sound has changed. Now it's not going to be as nice as stone ground, but I don't have a stone grinder. And I could probably get it finer if I want to, but that's good enough for making bread. So yes. So the next thing I'm going to be doing is adding 260 grams of plain baker's flour. Ideally, I would love to be just using all spelt, but I haven't quite got that recipe worked out yet. So I'll pop that into the Thermomix. Next, I'm going to add 2 teaspoons of instant dried yeast, 2 teaspoons of apple cider vinegar, 40 grams of olive oil. I've also got in here a third of a cup of tapioca starch, some pumpkin seeds, some sunflower seeds, some chia seeds, some flax seeds, some sesame seeds, and 2 teaspoons of Himalayan rock salt ground up. So that's what goes in next. So let's go. In there, let's put the tapioca starch and all the seeds in. And I'm using these little containers because it means I don't have to have everything in the Caravan because I'm very limited on space. So I've got the big containers that I keep in the shed, and then I put them into the little containers to bring them in here. So the next step is let's put the lid on. So we'll put the lid on that. Put the measuring cup in. And now I'm going to put this onto dough. Now you could do this by hand, but I'm going to, and I'm actually following a recipe that I found on the Thermomix recipe community that I've adapted slightly. So yeah, so next all I do is make sure I'm on that, and let that, and I let that do its thing for 10 minutes. So that'll come up. You know what I've forgotten to do? I forgot to put the water in. I need to put 360 grams of water in there first. Oh dear. Okay, so I've accidentally put 385 grams of water in there, and you can't undo water. But anyway, that's better. Now that'll actually combine all those ingredients together and make a nice dough. So I'll come back in a little bit once it's started to combine together. I'll be back. Okay, so it's been going for about 8 minutes. Kneading away. Still got a little bit to go. I've probably got a little bit too much moisture in there, but that's okay. It's not tragic. Okay, so now it's finished. There's my dough, and I've just oiled my ThermoServer and the lid, and I'm going to tip it out from there and put it into my ThermoServer. Okay, so sometimes it'll just happily drop in there, but if it doesn't, you just kind of turn the little thing up the top until it starts to let go. It's a bit hard to do one-handed, so so you can see it's just starting to drop. My dough is going to come out nicely. So, and occasionally you'll find it gets stuck to the blades, so I'll have to get a spatula in there. But I can also pop it on there once I've got most of it out and just whiz it around quickly to get the last bit. But I'm going to get a spatula for this. Okay, so now I have got that in the ThermoServer. The next step is to put the lid on my ThermoServer and just let it sit for an hour or so, or until the dough doubles in size. So I'll be back once that's done. Okay, so let's check the bread. Yo, it's risen and we've got a nose in it. So now I need to take it out of there and I'm going to put it into my bread tray. So I'll be back in a minute. Oh, and I'm going to punch out. So knead all the... I'll just get some oil on my hands. So I'm going to get rid of all of the air out of there. My poor son's trying to watch a video on YouTube. And I've taken over the table. So this is a bit of a challenge doing this one-handed. I really should have set up my camera holder, shouldn't I? Especially considering I'm doing it left-handed and I'm right-handed. That's always interesting. So then we're going to take it out of there and we'll pop it into there. Make sure I've gotten all the little bits out of my ThermoServer.
You're squishing it.
Yes, I'm squishing it.
Why?
Because that's what I'm doing. That's a good question, why?
Why do you need to?
So that it can rise again. So this particular tray has a little lid, so I'm going to put the lid on it and we're going to leave it for another hour or so and let it rise again. So I'll be back soon. Okay, so my loaf of bread is getting very close to being ready to go into the oven. So I need to get the oven ready. Okay, so in the Caravan, we've got a Kogan microwave grill combo convection oven. And it doesn't work half as good as a normal oven does, but it's better than nothing. So I'm going to start by getting it ready for being used as an oven. So the first thing you're going to do is take out the microwave glass tray. All these other little bits in here too. So this little part and this little part. So we'll take that out. So it does mean it doesn't have a flat bottom. The other problem with this is the door likes to close automatically, which is incredibly annoying. Next, we make sure the door is closed. We hit convection and then we turn the dial up to, normally if it was in a normal fan forced oven I'd have 180 degrees, but this thing I'm having it at 200. So you press the little button and then you press it again to preheat it, and then I'll come back when it's preheated. Okay, so it hasn't taken too long. That line has now gotten right up to the top there and it's flashing and it beeped to tell me that it is up to temperature. So now I can put the bread in there. It rose a little bit more whilst I was waiting for it to preheat. So now it has actually dropped down in temperature a little bit more. So, but now I can, turning the dial to the left goes down in big bits. The other way, I'll start back at where it was. So when you're at 0, if you turn the knob to the right, it goes up in increments of 5 seconds. If you start by going to the right, left, anti-clockwise, it goes down in larger amounts. So I'm going to put this on for 60 minutes. Normally in a fan forced oven, I only need to do 40 to 45 minutes at 180 degrees. So we will be back in about an hour. But look at that, she's risen nicely. And it'll get higher than that too. But I'll be back soon. I have another 20 minutes to go. It didn't rise all that much, but it's doing okay. We'll be back soon. Okay, so I've done my loaf. I've taken it out of the tin. It's a lot lighter than it normally is in colour done in the oven inside, but it's sounding hollow. And when I put a skewer in it, nothing comes off on the skewer. So we'll let that cool down a bit and open her up. Okay, so my bread is ready. I'm going to cut off some slice and see how it went. Beautiful, absolutely beautiful. It's not too crumbly. The tapioca starch actually does a fantastic job at helping it to not be too crumbly. So yeah, absolutely beautiful. I'm really pleased with that. Really pleased. So I hope you found that interesting, and remember to like the video and subscribe to the channel and hit that bell notification to keep up to date with everything that's happening on the homestead. Have a great one. Bless you, and remember, you're either green and growing or you're ripe and rotting. Have a great day. Okay, so let's taste test the bread. just with some butter on it. It's got a nutty flavour to it. But other than that, it's just beautiful. Really, really lovely. Thanks for watching. Bless you.